just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star.
What's up, my dudes, my gang, my Gucci gang? But, what's going on, guys? I like this lighting from my fairy lights, but I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
I'm just chilling.
I'm just chilling in my bed. Oh, fuck, dude, he almost died. Alright, sorry, I'm watching basketball, but I had to make this story time.
This
Very
is
quick
not
one, very
quick.
funny.
I swear.
So, the the title may be a little bit deceiving, just a little bit. So a little bit of background. My whole life I've been allergic to literally every type of nut. I've been allergic to every nut, like peanuts and tree nuts. You can Google what tree nuts are. I really don't want to list them. Hold on, let me sit up. I feel like I'm not like proper. I haven't like, ever tried one, except for when my parents actually found out that I was allergic when I was like 1, and I had a like walnut cookie, I think it was. So I was in my 4th period lunch, and I was just chilling with my best friend. I'll leave her channel in the description below because I'm such a good friend. Anyway, so sorry. So it was just us two at one end of the table, and then at the other end, like the popular kids sit there, and we're kind of friends with them. But it's whatever. They're just chilling there. We're chilling there, and she's eating nuts. She's eating these honey covered nuts that are, nuts. I don't know. No like trail mix or anything, just nuts. So she decides when I'm eating my food to just completely like chuck one at my mouth, and it lands right about here. I immediately spit it out, and then instead of just going straight to the nurse, which I did like 10 minutes later, I start screaming, "I'm gonna die because you nutted in my mouth." The people over there start looking at me, and I just like lay on the table. I'm like, "I'm gonna die. This is my last day on the earth," as a joke, because I'm not actually gonna die if I eat nuts. It's not a horrible reaction. It's kind of just like a quick boom. Your mouth is numb, and then now there's blisters and blistering, or I think it's canker sores, whatever those
I'm
are. I
90%
don't know
sure
what
they're
those are.
not canker sores, but like,
But
I don't know.
so everyone starts looking at me like I'm crazy, and then after 5 minutes, I think it was, I tell the lunch person, I'm like, "Hey, gotta go to the nurse. Miana nutted in my mouth." So I go to the nurse, and I'm like, "Hey, someone threw a nut in my mouth." And then she was like, "Who?" And then I told her who, and then she was like, "Oh."
Boring. Yada yada yada.
She basically just like made me rinse out my mouth, and then I took Benadryl. And she was like, "Oh, the Benadryl's gonna make you really tired." And then I was like, "I'm already tired anyway, so it doesn't really matter." So she gives me the Benadryl, and she makes me stay until like halfway through, not even half, like probably like 10 minutes into 5th period. And I had math, and my math teacher is very strict, but she was understanding. So I missed my math class for like 10 minutes. We were just going over homework that I didn't do because I was absent the day before. So I chill in the nurse's office for a half an hour, and she calls Miana into the office. She's like, I mean, into the nurse's office. She's like, "You shouldn't be throwing nuts." And then she's like, "Oh, I feel so bad," because she's one of those people that just like are completely apologetic and so sweet and so nice. And I don't know why she's friends with me, because I'm the meanest person ever. So she's like apologizing. She's like, "I shouldn't have done that. I feel horrible." And I'm like, "I'm fine." Like, I get anxious whenever something like that occurs. Like when I'm scared that there's gonna be a nut in something. So I'm like, there's a little tickle in the back of my throat. The nurse told her that I was feeling horrible, which was a complete lie. There's just a little tickle in the back of my throat, which is more anxiety than it was, me having a reaction to the thing. I was just chilling there. So after that, after I was done with the nurses, I literally walked with her to my class, which is really embarrassing, like the nurse. And then, sorry, there's basketball, like I said, close game. But she basically, like, told my teacher, like, if there's any problems, just, like, send them to the nurse right away. And she's like, okay. She gave me a mint to, like, take my mind off of the thing, and it kind of soothed my throat, so it was good. So I didn't get to finish my lunch that day. But I think my favorite part about the day was after 5th period, I had 6, 7, and 8 to go to, obviously. And I was like, oh, I'm not that tired. I'm feeling great. And then literally 6, 7, and 8th period were a blur. I don't remember anything we did that day, but past 5th period. So I go to my math class, done with there, and then I don't recall anything from 6th period. Like, I genuinely would say that, like, 6th period, I don't remember what happened, but that's also because 6th period is just really boring, and we don't do anything. We don't do a lot in that class. And then 7th period, we read a book, like we always do. And then 8th period, we did gym things. I don't know. I went home on the bus. I took a 4-hour nap. I woke up at 8, and then I ate dinner. Didn't go back to sleep until like 4. And then the next day, my 6th period teacher is grading papers, and we had done like a quick assignment that I did in like 5 minutes in his class, and he calls me over. He's like, Adam, what the hell did you answer on number 9 or whatever number it was? And I look at the paper, and the answer I wrote had nothing to do with what we were learning. So that's my story about how my best friend nutted in my mouth and I almost died. If you enjoyed this story time, click the like button. It was probably really boring, but also kind of funny. I keep forgetting that I have like way more social media than I think, so there will be a lot more links down below. Also, my best friend's YouTube channel will be linked below because she's cool. And that's basically it. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out. Gucci gang.